2.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Kristen Bursett Harris, and I will be your MC for tonight's event. Thank you so much for taking part in the Langley Residential Support Services wine tasting and auction benefit. All of the money raised tonight goes to support the incredible people that Langley Residential Support Services help, and we couldn't do it without you. So thank you so very much. I am the host of Great Day Washington on WUSA 9, and I'm so honored to be able to meet the folks that Langley Residential helps, to meet everybody behind Langley Residential that keeps this going decade after decade. So again, thank you for being here. We have an incredible program for you tonight, but before we get to that, there is some silent auction bidding that we want to make sure you are set up for on hand bid. So make sure you've got your account set up. You can continue to bid, set your max for those of you at home. And again, all the money goes to support Langley Residential. At 7:30, we are going to start our live program. So I will see you back then. Until then, we're going to do a wine tasting and a wine pairing for you to enjoy at home. We are also going to watch some videos from our elected officials and our community sponsors. One video in particular is from our friends and sponsors at Vienna Presbyterian Church. Now, this video was shared last year, but it was so inspiring that we really wanted to share it again with you. So we hope you will enjoy it. Again, I'll be back live with you at 7:30. And then one little housekeeping note to mention for you, you should be able to expand your screen by clicking on the full screen icon at the bottom right of your video window. So we want to make sure that you can see everything clearly tonight. Okay, I would now like to introduce Juan Navarro of The Wine Addict and Roberto D'Onofrio of Impero Wine Distributors. They are going to be presenting your tasting tonight of the wines that were included in the package with the virtual ticket. Juan and Renee Navarro have owned The Wine Addict since 2017. And they pride themselves on knowing their customers, which is why their shop is so popular. It is worth the trip to Clifton, where their shop is, to check out their cozy second story shop. You get the undivided attention and get to taste some incredible wines as well. Also, I want to make sure Roberto D'Onofrio, who's going to be helping out too, that you know about him. Roberto was born in Milan, and for many years after college, he worked in the food and wine industry, and finally decided to focus on wines full time, going on to work for various well-known wine estates. And then in 2015, he moved to the US to open Impero Wine Distributors, which is now expanded to 15 states to promote the finest wines from Italy. So get ready. I want to welcome Juan and Roberto.
Say that this is Impero's Pinot Grigio, which is our #1 selling wine. It actually outsells the next red wine, which is in the #2 spot, 2-1.
Woohoo!
So
I'm happy to say that. So Impero is our own brand. Impero is the name of my company, and behind our own brand, we put what my father drinks every day. Good quality wine. They are not very expensive. I don't like the word cheap because cheap doesn't represent well this wine. They are affordable for everyday consumption.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Yeah? And in this case today we are presenting a Pinot Grigio, which is not just a Pinot Grigio, it's a Pinot Grigio blended with 20% of Trebbiano. Just because at this price point, most of the time when you drink a Pinot Grigio, that is not very expensive, you have very high acidity, it's not very long in your mouth. In this case, we made a Pinot Grigio blended with 20% of Trebbiano. And Trebbiano, it's an indigenous grape that you can find almost everywhere in Italy, it just changes the name. But it's a very sugary grape, so it gives the roundness and the smoothness to the wine. It's a very approachable wine for everyday consumption. And most of the Impero range are made, are made here in Abruzzo, which is in the center of Italy. The winery is Casal Bordino and is located very close to the sea. So being very close to the sea, benefits of the breeze coming from the sea for the white wine, and then moving in the inland, it's still benefits of the breeze and the freshness coming from the sea to make good, juicy and fruit-forward red wines. It's a 2021 vintage. I mean, for this price, it's money that you can spend every day for a glass of wine. You get this quality. You have nice minerality, nice freshness. The grapes are all organic, and all the wines are vegan certified. So they are not treated during clarification with animal product.
But this wine too, just so you get an idea of the scope of how awesome this wine is, very well reviewed by the Washington Post as well.
This week also.
Oh, also?
This
Even
week
better.
is gonna be one of the best value for money of from the Washington Post. I think last time we got best value for money of the year, and I think this week on Friday we should come out on the Washington Post as good value for money wine. Not the best of the year this time.
But something like this, you know, it's going to have something for everyone because it's very easy to get involved with, very easy to get into, but it does offer a lot of layers of flavor. I took my last sip a little while back. I still got this beautiful long finish, persistent.
Persistent. Do you know what we did also? It's a good pairing with this wine is sea salt kettle chips for the chips lover. Because of the Trebbiano grape, it does a very good pairing.
So we're moving on now. So we were on the Adriatic coast.
We are still on the Adriatic.
Still there, going with a wine here called Rossi, which is from Apulia.
Puglia is the heel of Italy. As you know, Italy is shaped like a boot.
By design.
The heel of the boot. We are a design country. The heel of the boot is Puglia, which if you have never visited, I highly recommend you to visit because it's a beautiful region, and not because my parents are from there. I was born in Milan, so I am neutral, but I love the region. I love the food there. I love the wine. The sea is amazing, and the people are very genuine. So if you never visited Puglia, next time you go to Italy, don't go to Rome, don't go to Florence, go to Puglia. Next time, go to Florence and Rome for the first time, but Puglia, it's a must visit.
When you go to Apulia, though, you're not going to see a lot of rosé of Pinot Noir. This is kind of an odd one.
Yes, correct. Because the owner of this winery, which owns also a winery in just outside of Rome, Poggio alle Volpi, decided when he started Masca del Tacco to produce something that no one else was producing. So I decided to grow Pinot Noir in an area where they grow Pinot Primitivo and Negro Amaro. So the result is a different product. Of course, it's a very hot climate, we said earlier on. So it is very different than a Pinot Noir that grows in the northern part of Italy. But it's got a bit more tropical fruit, as we said before. But it has this some CO2 left from the fermentation, which is very pleasant on your tongue, and it's got nice acidity. And it stays only 2 hours in contact with the skin.
And remember, that's how you make a rosé. It's a white wine pressed from red grapes, and however long it touches the skins determines the shade here. So 2 hours.
Yeah.
Just 2 hours.
Only 2 hours. In fact, the color is very pale rosé. So if you drink it in a dark light, you almost think that it's a white wine. But if you put it on a white paper, like Juan is doing now, you see how clear it's very elegant. Again, it's a very arrogant wine because it's got lots of taste in the front palate, but the acidity is still there, so it cleans all the fruit out, so it cleans your palate and it leaves your palate clean.
People say rosé only for spring and summer, but this is year round.
Yeah, in fact, we've been selling it all year round. I think rosé now is not just a seasonal wine in general. It's still a structured rosé wine. You can have it during the winter. Why not?
Moving on.
We are going to Tuscany. It's very close to the sea. This area is very well known in Italy for the production of Super Tuscan. The main area it's Bolgheri. You just go 10 minutes away and you are outside, you are in the Riparbella area, which is considered all Maremma. But Riparbella is much closer to Bolgheri, and it's very close to the sea. The climate, the microclimate is very similar to Bolgheri, and so is the soil. We are present in Pakravan Papi, which is not such an old winery, but because Enzo and Aminé bought it in 1997, but it's the result of a very romantic story.
It's a great story.
So in 1966, when we had a big flooding in Florence, Aminé is from Iran, but she grew up in France because the family left Iran during the war. And Enzo is from Tuscany, 100% a Tuscan man. Very cultured people, very clever people. And they met during the flooding, and they met at the public library. And Aminé was very passionate about history, and so Enzo. So they met in the history section of the library. Aminé couldn't speak Italian and Enzo couldn't speak English or French. Aminé speaks multiple languages, and but they fell in love. They met and they stayed together since. And they bought this winery together in 1997. Aminé looked after the winery for most of the time until last 2 years ago. They still are together and they still love each other. When they bought this winery, everyone told them that they were crazy to buy this farm, that it was just a rundown farm. They invested everything they had to bring it back to life. And if you look at it now, it's a beautiful winery, with vineyard on a volcanic soil, goes down to the fluvial soil, and you have the exposition to the sea. So it's a fantastic area to make white wine. One of the few winery grows white Riesling in that area. Actually, the only winery grows Riesling in that area. And then they start producing. This is the train in the background. Just to make you understand, we are not fake. We are real
real people in front of real train.
And so they found, when they bought this winery, they found the original clone of Sangiovese, Piccolo, and they decided that they wanted to have the original Sangiovese. So the new planting that they did, and they are still doing after years, of the new vines, are just from the original clone of the Sangiovese. And if you pay attention, now this is a blend, but they make also a 100% Sangiovese called Gabriccio. If you pay attention to the color of this Sangiovese, it goes closer to a Brunello than to a Chianti. But the grape is the same grape that makes Chianti, but it has a much more structure and much more color. In this case, this is a blend of Sangiovese and Cabernet, which is very approachable when in its young age, but it can age very, very well.
But the fruit is very well developed.
Yeah, they have a very young winemaker, and they have a new agronomist. And in the last 3 years, the winery made big steps, and the fruit is very much there on the palate, but it's a very elegant red wine.
How long could you sell this for?
I would say this vintage 2020 will last another 7 to 8 years. Will improve every year, and then it will start its going down phase. But this vintage has enough acidity and nice tannin to move forward for 7-8 years.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna last that long in your cellar, because it really does drink nice. And you can give it some air. I think the Pakravan Papi story, it's a wine born of love. It's a labor of love. I hope you'll love it as well. But there is a fun story here with the symbol.
Yeah, the symbol, it's a symbol of knowledge. It's a medieval symbol. Now, I'm not going to explain it to you in English because it's gonna take me probably 3 days, and we have to redo the video again. But it's a symbol of knowledge. So each of the petals is one knowledge. So you have art, Of course, you have music, you have literature, you have maths, you have geometry, which are all things that are part of our lives. It's a very well thought brand. Nothing is just left there. Everything is very well thought. And the logo really reflects the culture of the family, all of them, from father, wife, son and daughter as Leopoldo and Chiara, very cultured people. So if you meet them one day, if you go into Riparbella and you meet Enzo and Amine, you know what I'm talking about. I always feel stupid when I talk to them. I shut up and I listen.
Just listen for your name. Yeah. But yeah, so there we have it. Again, you've got these wines. They're in in the pack that you purchased. If you'd like more, you can visit us at the Wine Attic here in Clifton. You can find them online at www.thewineattic.com.
And then we hope to see you here when we do tasting. We do lots of
we do all kinds of stuff here at the shop. So when you want to come out in person, we're here for you. So cheers to you.
Cheers, salute. And have a nice evening.
Yes.
Afternoon or morning, if you're drinking in the morning, we don't know.
Hey, no judgment. Thank you.
Ciao.
Bye.
Good evening. This is State Senator Dave Marsden. I'm so sorry I couldn't be with you tonight to celebrate Langley Residential Support Services and the great work that they do in our community. I've been working in the juvenile justice field for many years, dealing with young people in residential housing, and the needs of adults with developmental disabilities is just as great as those of our children. I have worked for over the years with many families who, as they grow older and their children grow older, have to find support services for their loved ones as they grow older. It's important that all people have the dignity of a great place to live and the services they need to lead a life like yours, as they put it in the ARC community. At any rate, have a wonderful evening tonight. Celebrate the good work that you do. We're with you in the General Assembly. If I can ever be of assistance, please don't hesitate to give me a call, and congratulations to all of you for the great work that you do.
Hello, I'm Dahlia Palchik, the Providence District Supervisor here in Fairfax County. As you know, in Fairfax, we are committed to breaking down barriers that may be creating opportunity gaps for our residents. Adults with disabilities have the same dreams as everyone else. However, they can be more difficult to achieve in a world that is less accommodating to their needs. That is where organizations like Langley Residential Support Services, LRSS, come in. They provide adults with developmental disability support and assist them in accomplishing many goals that may take more time, effort, or reinforcement. Since opening their first program in 1985, LRSS continues to carry out their mission by supporting more than 50 adults through the operation of 5 group homes and a large community support drop-in service program in Fairfax County and the City of Falls Church. The residential support programs offers 2 levels of assistance, intensive and supportive, allowing them to accommodate all levels of need. While these accolades should certainly be appreciated, for me the most meaningful honor comes from the people they serve, who have consistently given a 98% overall approval rating in their annual satisfaction survey. Kudos to you, LRSS. In Fairfax County, we believe in ensuring everyone has an opportunity to succeed. And that is why I look forward to seeing Langley Residential Support Services continue to thrive in our region and to be an important partner in our pursuit of a more inclusive county.
Hello, Langley supporters. I have been teaching the friendship class since 1983, and it's a blessing to be with the Langley members every day, and we really are thankful for the weekend counselors who bring them there. Thank you.
How does the friendship class make VPC a better place to come and worship?
Oh, because they bring a joy to worship and to human relationships unlike anybody else. Their exuberance, their praise, their affection, their love of Jesus. It is a joy. We would not be who we are without the friendship class.
They make us feel like we're doing something for them, when in fact, they're giving everything back to us.
All of our mission projects, from the World Vision 6K Walk to Water, where they field quite a team, to setting up for breakfast, to helping with hypothermia. We are just very pleased that they are a very valued part of our community.
I think the benefit with them really is connecting with them, letting them know that we support them, allowing them to be sociable, and have that independence, independence for themselves. So
we like to go places.
And they like to go places.
I like hearing the ministers, and I like hearing the music, and I like Sunday school, and I like hearing like different things that be going on during the week. And
I like to see Amy Parker because she's the best person to me and help my family.
They let me do my dances, songs in sign language.
I'm strong. I'm feeling important and showing respect.
Teachers are really helpful and they understand what we go through.
I just love getting to spend every Sunday morning with these group of men and women and hearing their stories and hearing their activities during the week and things they're looking forward to and praying for me and praying for them, and it's just sharing life together is just fantastic.
We're so grateful for the partnership with Langley because they provide the transportation and help to get them here so that we can enjoy community together here at VTC.
It really represents the church's mission to reach out into the community and bring people together, give them a forum for all of these people who don't really have the opportunity to worship and celebrate God in a community setting.
It is the best opportunity to see God's love.
The friendship class is important because it keeps him happy.
It means a lot to them because they get to interact with their peers and they feel loved and welcome.
I just think it's marvelous because they are the most delightful, creative, wonderful, loving people that I have ever met.
They have so much wisdom in their hearts about what life is like, what the world is about, and they feel comfortable here to share those thoughts and share those feelings, in this case, about what it means to be part of a church family.
My time with the friendship class has made me realize that they are just like me, and I have so much in common with this group of wonderful adults, and I can truly call the friendship class members my friends.
Hi, I'm Jeff McKay, Chairman of the Fairfax County Board of Supervisors. I want to thank each and every one of you tonight for supporting Langley Residential Services. I hope by now you all have had a glass of wine and are bidding on items in the auction. I want to particularly thank Maureen, Ken, and Kristen for their dedicated support to this mission and to the work of Langley. Most people in the county don't realize how important our nonprofits are to service delivery in Fairfax County. And what county government can do alone is a tiny portion of what we can do when our nonprofits step up to help like Langley does. We invest in Fairfax County nearly $70 million every year in the CSB to provide support for people who have intellectual disabilities. The support
Good evening, everybody. Hello, good evening. I hope you guys can hear me okay. We're going to turn it up a little bit. How is that? There we go. Good evening, everybody. If you can, take a seat, grab your drink. We're going to get the program starting tonight. Thank you all so much for Isn't this room just amazing? It's just absolutely beautiful. We're so excited to be here. My name is Kristen Bursett Harris. I'm the host of Great Day Washington on WUSA 9, and I'm returning as your Master of Ceremonies for the third year for this event. So I'm so honored to have been asked back, and I'm glad that we finally get to do this in person. We also have a live stream. Hello, everybody virtual at home. So people joining us from home as well, but so good to see some faces here. And we've got an incredible program for you tonight. So this year's event, the theme is Gathering of Our Hearts. And it has so many meanings. The community coming together to help those, the community coming together like you are to help Langley Residential Support Services and the adults that they serve. Most recently, the Hurricane Ian in Florida. I'm from Florida originally. My parents are in St. Petersburg, Tampa. We're in the direct line for the hurricane, and thankfully, for us and for my hometown, we were spared. Just lost power. That's about it. But unfortunately, for those in Southwest Florida, they weren't. So, we're all starting to come together and show our support and our love and our prayers. And so I'm just honored that you all are here tonight to continue the support for Langley Residential Support Services. Gathering of our hearts can mean so much to so many. And this is a perfect description of what this evening is all about. For Langley Residential, tonight marks the first time we have been able to gather in person since 2019. Where did the last few years go? I have no idea. They've all disappeared. And it is fantastic and well worth the wait. As we gather together, we are reminded that the adults with developmental disabilities served every day here in Fairfax are the heart of this organization, right? And you in attendance tonight are the heartbeat of this organization. You keep this mission working. You keep this mission thriving. So once again, thank you enough for your colossal effort in keeping all this going. Looking around the room tonight, it's pretty clear that many of you are long-time Langley champions. Am I right? I love it. And maybe some of you are here just getting to know LRSS and everything that they do, but either way, we're glad you're here. Langley Residential provides residential and life-enriching care to people in need. And LRSS has been rooted in the community since 1983, when volunteers from 3 McLean churches were motivated to find independent but supported living options for young people with developmental disabilities. By 1985, just a couple years later, those grassroots initiatives launched the first group home. And today, Langley operates 5 homes in all, as well as our community support program across Fairfax County. So incredible work in the last several decades. Tonight, we're going to hear from Executive Director Maureen Gum and Board Chair Ken Cahoon. So get ready, you two. Later, they're going to provide an update on operations over the past year and why we have such incredible reasons to celebrate this year. A quick note to point out, if you see someone wearing the red pin a red ribbon or a white ribbon with the L pin, that is a staff or board member. So please introduce yourself tonight. Get any questions answered from somebody that's wearing a pin. They are here to talk your ear off about Langley Residential. Okay, let's keep the festivities rolling with a few thank yous first. First to Juan and Renee Navarro and the team at the Wine Attic. Thank you guys so much. As well as Roberto D'Onofrio of Impero Wine Distributors. Thank you so much, Roberto. Some amazing wines tonight. Thank you, Roberto, for bringing us a great Pinot Grigio. I appreciate that. Hopefully you have found a new wine or Prosecco to add to your favorites. So once again, we are glad that you all are here supporting us as well. For those of you that have attended this event in the past, you may remember the featured menu item of beef Wellington. This was a must-have by Langley Residential's beloved former executive director, Betsy Schatz. Now, with the skyrocketing food prices in 2022, we are fortunate to meet Chef Christine Gloninger, who has been very creative. Yes, there she is. Hi, Christine. Hi, Chef. You know, she was blending those seasonal tastes and textures for that scrumptious selection of hors d'oeuvres that we had downstairs that was within the budget, too. So your creativity is really helping and paid off. So thank you. And let's please recognize the family who is making tonight possible by opening their home to us, their beautiful home, and working for weeks with the Langley residential staff and volunteers to really get every detail right for this wonderful event. Thank you to Mr. and Mrs. Medicurla for your tremendous generosity and the kindness in hosting us. Thank you so very much. Okay, now this is the part where I head to you with the bidding, right? This should be getting a lot of use tonight. So if you're on your phone, I won't be offended. I want to see you on your phones because that's where you should be bidding for the silent auction items. A key reason we are gathered here is to raise funds for Langley. So the best way is to keep bidding. You've been checking out the silent auction items behind you. We have 45 one-of-a-kind items for the silent auction for both the guests in the room and you, our virtual guests, as well. The virtual guests, you get to set your max bid on the items, something that you're comfortable with, and then you can direct your attention to what we are doing here. And then we're also going to have the 2 live auction items as well. So hopefully you have read up on those. We do have the one that is backed by popular demand, and I don't blame you. The extraordinary generosity of the Kidder family. We are auctioning a 1-week stay in a private residence in Outer Banks, North Carolina during the shoulder season. I met Mr. Kidder earlier. I don't know where he is in the room, but thank you. All of May. That's amazing. Okay. Wow. Okay. So all of May and then that September week through October. Thank you. That is amazing. And I talked to your dad and he said the house is fine. You guys were spared. Everything's good down there. That's incredible. He was telling me about the lighthouse that you get to walk up, the ancient city that's right there. So thank you again, obviously, for your generosity. So a great item we're going to be live auction bidding on. So have your paddles nearby. And he said all that, the dates, all that. It is a 6-bedroom house, 4-bathroom, Carolina Shores house in Corolla. Semi-ocean front, accommodates up to 16 people. So, hey, a great vacation with you and your loved ones. And then if you haven't already done so, you can scan the QR code, get all your information right there, all the amenities. And then after you finish checking it out, put down your phone and get this ready. Get this ready. This is what you need ready, right? We're going to start that bidding soon. But before we get to that, where's Ken? Hi, Ken. Can you come here for a second, please? You spent a week at the house, right? Can you share everybody how amazing it is?
So we just got back from the house probably a week ago. Mr. Kidder says the house is in good order. I'm not, you might want to check after we left.
You left it in good order?
I think we may have broken the refrigerator. But it's a beautiful house, 3 stories, plenty of bedrooms. There's so much to do in that whole area. We went on a sunset tour kayak trip, kind of on a sound. It was like a spiritual experience, I thought. But the lighthouse is great. There's the beach is great, obviously, a short walk to the beach. Just a fantastic place to be. So highly recommend it. I don't think we can go back next year, but if we could, I think we would. So bid away.
Either way, it's worth it. And once again, it's a donation. It's their generosity. So everything you bid for the home goes to Langley. So we appreciate that. Okay. Actually, we're going to start that now. I'm a little off kilter here. Get your paddles out, please. All right. Paddles out, paddles out. Everybody ready? This is my first time doing a live auction, so I just ask for your patience. Okay, our first live bidder, we're going to start the auction off at $1,500. So who wants to start the auction off at $1,500? I got 145 in the back, 1,600. 1,600 over here, 113, 1,700. 1,700, 1,800. Remember, all the money goes to Langley Residential and all their incredible supports. 1,800, one back there, 145, 1,900, 2,000, 2,100, 2,100. Anybody? We got 2,100 right here. 2,200, 2,200, 113 over here. 2,300. Who do we have? 2,300. We're at 2,200 for the 1 week stay at the home in the Outer Banks. Spiritual experience, 2,300, 2,400. We got 2,400. Where are we at? 2,400. 2,400 down here front. 2,500. Who wants to have 16 of your loved ones with you on the beach and the Outer Banks? Where was I? 2,400. Thank you. 2,500. This is my first time. 2,500 over here. 2,600. Anybody going to go 2,600 for a week? 2,600 down here front. 2,700. Who do we have 2,700 for this 1 week? 2,700 back here. 2,800 for this week in the Outer Banks. 2,800. We've got 2,700 right now. 2,800 back here in the back. 2,900. Who we got? 2,900. Come on, we're so close. Let's get to 3,000. $2,900 for this week. There we go. 2,900 there. Who do we have for $3,000? All going to Langley Residential Support Services. $3,000. Can we get to that magic number? Anybody else want to do $3,000? We got 2,900 over here, number 113. Anybody else? Going once? Going twice? Sold 113 for $2,900. That was fun. Thank you guys so very much. All right, you have another opportunity to bid on an incredible prize here. Our second and final live auction item is for the WTOP lover. If somebody has a budding journalist in the house, you have that familiar voice that you listen to on the radio, we are offering a private meet and greet with WTOP's Neil Augenstein at the station, which is located in Chevy Chase. So you and 7 friends will meet the beloved local news guru that we know, Neil Augenstein, and take a tour of WTOP's glass-enclosed nerve center. This is a one-of-a-kind opportunity for WTOP fans to ask Neil about his 25-year career covering everything from high profile, you've got breaking news events, his lifestyle, his feature reportings like cooking, food on the dashboard of his car in 100-degree weather. I mean, Neil has done it all. He's such a respected journalist in our field. So this is really, really cool. And there's another cool part of this package. So during the visit, Neil will recreate his signature radio sign-off in a personalized voicemail for you and 7 other people that you bring with you. So you can have something that's truly unique and special and really get a behind-the-scenes tour. And being somebody in the broadcast industry, it's so cool to have people come into a studio and really see how the magic happens, I guess you want to say. But it's just so much going on behind the scenes, the way that everything is put together and the people that work behind the scenes to make those of us on camera and on radio sound and look as good as we do, because we couldn't do it without them. We don't usually sound and look that good without the help of everybody else. So we're going to start this bid at $450. Again, a private tour with Neil Augenstein. Get to sit down, chat with him, check out the Nerve Center at WTOP for you and 7 of your friends, plus that personalized voice message. So who wants to kick us off at $450? Let's get somebody for. All right, we got $450 back there in the back. What about $500? Remember, all the money raised is going to Langley Residential Support Services. And there's some budding journalists out there, right, Chris, that I know want to be a part of this. $500. Who do we have? $500. We got 500 back there. I love it. Where are we at? 550. 550. Anybody want to bid $550 for this item? Really cool, one-of-a-kind experience supporting Langley Residential Support Services. $550? We got $550? We sticking with 5? Sticking with 5? All right, we got $500 back there. Maybe he'll even have you on his show, and you can talk about some of the incredible wines in your business. There you go. If not, you can come on my show. I'll have a conversation with you. That's totally fine. All right. Thank you all so very much for participating in the live auction bidding. Again, incredible funds raised for this organization. All right, the winning bids on both these live packages, along with all the auction items, you're really translating that into some life-enhancing services for our residents, program participants who rely on Langley Residential Support Services. So again, thank you. All right, next I would like to turn the program over to someone who is very familiar with Langley. We have Fairfax Supervisor John Faust. For those of you that don't know, John and Marilyn used to host this event every year in their home, and they did so for more than 10 years. John has been, yes. John has been one of the organization's biggest advocates. Langley Residential started out with the first group homes located in McLean, which helped spark this long-time relationship that has kept this effort going. So please welcome John Faust to the stage.
Thank you so much. I can't tell you how meaningful it is to be back together. This is an extended family, and over the years, developed so many great relationships and made so many great friends with Langley Residential. You know, I was always pleased to have you in my house, but I think you've maybe moved up a level. I mean, your home, to our hosts and hostess, your home is spectacular, and thank you for your kindness and generosity for doing this. You know, I was asked, now it's 13 years ago, but I was asked by two friends, would I be willing to host an event for Langley Residential Services? And of course, because they're friends, I said yes, but I wasn't sure what I was getting into. Man, am I glad they asked me. I mean, this has become a very meaningful part of my life. I really, you know, we get on the board of supervisors, we get to do so many things, and we constantly feel like we're helping people. But I mean, this is a cause that by being here, I know you know this. This is such a meaningful cause to give people an opportunity to live a life like ours with just a little bit of help. That's all it takes. And I mean, they're such wonderful. Made some great friends. Love you all. So anyway, it was supposed to be a one year thing. It ended up being 10 years, and I wish I was still doing it. We decided to downsize, or we would certainly be competing and losing the competition to continue to be your host. So anyway, thank you so much. Thank you for supporting Langley. And, you know, I know you've done it in the past. I know you'll continue to do it. It's just such an important nonprofit, but it's way more than that. It's something that just gives meaning to life to people who absolutely deserve our help and support. So thank you.
Thank you for those kind words, Supervisor Faust. Thank you so much. The partnership with Fairfax County has been pivotal in supporting hundreds of people with developmental disabilities and those families in the early days. So here now to add his testimonial of the close relationship with the county is the Board of Supervisors Chairman Jeff McKay. Chairman McKay has 20 years of experience working on behalf of the residents of Fairfax County. Chairman McKay, please come up.
Thank you very much. It is an honor to be here, and let's give an even louder round of applause for John Faust. What an outstanding person. John and I were elected to the board the first time the same year, and I've had the honor to work beside him on so many issues, but certainly taking care of our most vulnerable has been at the heart of everything that we do in the county and in John's heart, and I appreciate that. I have to say, the winner of the Neil Augenstein, you're going to have a great time. Not every time I go down and do an interview with Neil Augenstein is it fantastic. But so go have a good time with him. But in all seriousness, I did want to come by tonight for a couple reasons. One, to celebrate Langley, because most people in the county have no idea the network of nonprofits that we are blessed to have in every corner of Fairfax County and the work that they do. For every dollar Fairfax County invests in a nonprofit, we know they can stretch that into about $5 worth of services. It's remarkable. And we know at the county government level, we can't provide services at the level that so many of our nonprofits can. We invest more in the CSB than any jurisdiction in Virginia because that's what our Fairfax County values dictate. But even in doing that, we can't fill every need. And that's where groups like Langley step up and really help people in our community in remarkable ways. And I'd be remiss if I didn't point out, obviously, we're doing pretty good getting through this pandemic. But the early days of this pandemic were tough. And I hear a lot of Monday morning quarterbacking about decisions that were made and things that were done, like having to close schools down and telling people to stay home and encouraging people to get vaccinated. And I want to tell you that at the heart of every single decision that we made in this county was how we can protect the most vulnerable people in our community. This is not a survival of the fittest mentality. It was a role of government to say, what can we do to protect the most vulnerable people in our community? And every decision we made was based on that. And we saved lives. We saved lives in this county and we protected people in a remarkable way. And I want you to know that was at the heart of every decision that we made. And so tonight, celebrate. Because we've done some great things in this county. Langley has done some amazing things helping people for a long time. And every dollar that you invest in organizations like this, you don't need me to tell you this, you're here, you know that, but it goes so far in changing people's lives, literally improving their lives in this county. So thank you for your commitment to do that. Thank you, Langley, for hosting this wonderful event. Thank all of you for contributing and supporting the services that they provide, and thank you for having me here tonight.
Thank you, Chairman McKay. We appreciate you being here, of course. We also want to thank you for being part of the fall event season. So thank you so much. Joining us next is Delegate Marcus Simon from Virginia's 53rd District. Delegate Simon has served as a delegate since 2014, and one of our group homes is located in his district. So we are delighted that you can join us tonight.
Yeah, so Marcus Simon, and I'm at the state level, and I want to sort of echo what Supervisor McKay or Chairman McKay just said. Actually, it was a lot of what I was about to say, which is we can't do it ourselves, right? At the state and federal and local level, government can't do everything ourselves, and certainly not as well. One of the things I love about what Langley Residential does is it's a spectrum of services that's really customized to what the client needs. And so if somebody needs a full-time group home with full-time supervision, then we're happy to house one of those in the 53rd District, and that's what they get. If they need just a little bit of help, as Supervisor Faust was saying, for some folks, they can do almost all of it themselves. They just need somebody to come in and check, make sure everything's going okay. Then that's the service that they get. And really being focused, and I think this is a great shift in how we treat people with different abilities, focusing on what they can do, right? And then, okay, where do we need to fill in some gaps as opposed to looking at somebody with a disability for what they can't do? And I think that's just a wonderful way to approach people with different abilities and focus on their strengths, coach them up and emphasize those, and then fill in the gaps where we need to. I think it's a great way to approach human services and social services in the county. So Fairfax County and McLean in the 53rd District are really lucky to have an organization like Langley Support Services. And I'm happy to be here and help. And so I hope that you guys near the bar are having a good time and thinking about all those silent auction items that still have bids left. Have a few more drinks. You can bid even more. Get some courage in there and do your best for a great event. So thank you all for having us, and great to see you all.
Thank you for that, Delegate Simon. And yes, please keep bidding. That's what we're here for tonight. There are tickets to see Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. So he hasn't been on tour in a while. Perfect opportunity there. All right. Is Congressman Connolly here? I know he was on his way. Oh, there you are. Okay, perfect. We're going to hear from U.S. Congressman Jerry Connolly now. 4 of the 5 group homes operated by Langley Residential are located in Virginia's 11th district, which is his district. Connolly is in his 7th term, but he came to this post after 14 years of service on the Fairfax Board of Supervisors with 5 years in the chairman role. So he knows a lot about this community, and you really have devoted a lot of care to our residents. So we're so glad you're here. Congressman Connolly, please come up.
Thank you so much. You know, I was listening and Jeff congratulated somebody who won an auction with a reporter. This is new for us politicians, that you win an interview with a reporter. Okay, that's wonderful. No, I'm delighted to be here. You know, the partnership both the county and Langley Residential Services have mirrors many relationships with nonprofits. And frankly, we couldn't deliver services in our community without that kind of partnership. And I salute both LRSS and the County of Fairfax for that partnership. You're making such a difference in people's lives, and you know that. It's about empowerment. And only when you're in a circumstance of need do you fully appreciate, thank God, there is a social safety net. Thank God we made those investments personally and as a community and through the government. And we need to do more. So I'm proud to be here and lend my support. Thank you for operating 4 facilities in the 11th Congressional District. And thank you, most importantly, for the people whose lives are bettered and make such a difference. Bringing dignity to people's lives, bringing a sense of empowerment both to their families and to them is critical. It has been said, how you treat the most vulnerable is the measure of a society. Our values, who we are. And I have to tell you, I'm proud of Fairfax County, and I'm proud of Langley Residential Services and all of the nonprofits who make sure that there's a helping hand, that there's a structure when somebody finds themselves in a situation of need. It's a wonderful statement about who we are as a community, and it's a wonderful statement about each and every one of you for supporting it. And the final thing I want to say is I am hoping that looking at this room, that this whole residence will be dedicated to the official congressional residence of the 11th Congressional District. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Congressman Connolly. All right. I'm going to take this off a second because I'm going to put my interview hat on. It's my day off, but I got a really special interview that I want to do here. Hold on. Let me wrap this back around. Okay. I would like Chris, my buddy Chris Falls, to come up and join me at the podium. Hi, Chris.
Good evening, everybody.
Thank you very much. Don't want to knock that over. Perfect. All right. So before tonight, Chris and I have only met through a computer screen, right? We've only been able to talk through a computer screen. So what a joy it is to finally meet him face to face. Chris, you are a longtime resident of Langley Residential Support Services. So I want to see how you're doing. How's this year been treating you? Because you went back to work, right?
I have gone back to work. I'm full-time right now.
That's amazing. Where are you working?
I'm working at George Mason University Recycling. I recycle paper, I recycle cans, and I recycle cardboard.
Okay, so after a long time of not being able to be at work, not being able to see your friends, not being able to go bowling, right? Your bowling event, you have to be so happy to be able to be back out there with everybody and being able to see everybody face to face.
Right, and it's back to where it was before the COVID hit.
I love that. Okay, one thing I love about Chris that I've learned over the last couple of times we've interviewed, you love my station, don't you? WUSA 9. He sure does. Not necessarily like me. really into weather?
Yes, I am.
Who's your favorite?
Channel 9's Topper Shut.
We all love Topper. I can take a backseat to Topper. I don't mind taking a backseat to Topper. You are really smart when it comes to the weather. So Hurricane Ian has kind of come up our way. That's why we're all inside, right? It's a little wet out there. What can we expect this weekend because of Hurricane Ian, the remnants?
I think we'll get a. I hope this next weekend will be better than this weekend.
Yes, we would take that, right? We don't like this rainy afternoon. Why do you love the weather so much? You are so into it.
Well, because I started watching Channel 9 when I was just a little boy, and I got with old weatherman named Fred Weiss.
Oh yeah. Okay. When you're not watching Channel 9 weather, what's your most favorite thing to do?
Listen to music.
What kind of music?
Classic country and Elvis Presley.
Ooh. Favorite Elvis song?
Don't Be Cruel.
Please tell me you perform that for your housemates.
I sure can. I'm Elvis Presley.
You are amazing. Okay, you talked about your job at the recycling. Earlier this year, I heard that the family of a longtime Langley supporter, Betsy Walsh, donated some tickets for you, your housemates, and your direct support professionals to go to a preseason football game, right? How did the Commanders do?
They did not do too well.
I think that's a sentiment we're all very familiar with in this area. Are you a Commanders fan?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Who's your favorite player this year?
The new quarterback.
Oh, you like the new Carson Wentz. He didn't have a good game last week, though.
He looked like he was out of sync.
Okay. So maybe tomorrow will be better. Who do they even play tomorrow? I'm losing.
Playing those Cowboys.
Oh, that's right. Did you see the black uniforms?
Yes, awesome.
All right, so prediction for the game tomorrow.
They Washington Commanders will win. They'll have a better attitude tomorrow.
Better weather, better attitude. That's why we love you, Chris. Thank you so very much for spending some time. Be careful down there. Chris Falls, everybody. I really am so excited I finally got to meet him in person. And Chris, I will tell Topper and Leslie you both said hello. Sound good? Okay. We are going to invite up somebody else that you are very familiar with to the podium, Maureen Gum. Maureen has been Langley Residential's executive director since last August and really has done a stellar job at ensuring that this organization rises above the challenges and continues to thrive. She's going to share some of the key highlights of the past year and some good news of what's ahead. Maureen, the mic is yours. Have fun following Chris.
This is going to be a tough act to follow after Chris. Sure. Thank you, Kristen, for being the EMC and captivating our audience for the third year in a row. A hearty thank you goes out to everyone here tonight and those watching from home. Thank you, thank you. Again, thanks to the Wine Addict and Chef G for bringing all the wonderful food and drinks to help us celebrate this evening with our special guest. I don't want to steal Ken's thunder and other thankings, so let's move on to some positive news. In 2022, here we are, we made it. I continue to be blown away by Langley's incredible resilient residents and program participants. They're very patient and brave during this pandemic that we've all been experiencing. And this past year, they've showed great strength in adjusting their daily lives to work around COVID while staying as healthy as possible. We continue to monitor the changes in the variants and the new public health recommendations because our individuals are more susceptible to this illness. In fact, for any of our folks who have not already received the newest booster from their doctor or through their workplace, we're actually working with the same local pharmacy that's helped us vaccinate up to this point as with the new booster. So we thank that pharmacy very much for that. Also this year, we've been able to reconnect to many of those activities and along with our partner organizations that were put on hold due to COVID. They've been going back to the bowling alley. We brought back the spring bowling benefit for Langley. And all this stuff really puts lots of good smiles on everybody's faces, and it helps to raise the needed funds for the organization's mission. And we want to thank our partnership with ServiceSource, Dave Hip runs a Saturday bowling league that all of our folks look forward to. And so they're back doing that, and they really enjoy that. We also were able to reconnect with Emmanuel Presbyterian Church in the summer. Their youth group does like a 4 or 5 week program in July, once a week for our residents, and they come and they play games, they may do crafts, so things like that. And it's been a real blessing over the summer to kind of get back into the swing of things. And that kind of leads into the next is the Junior League of Washington. We've had a long-term standing partner relationship with them, and they provide a book club to our individuals. And they were very quick to help pivot to virtual during COVID, and very thrilled that starting this month, we're going to be back in person. And so they've been a great partnership with us, and so we're looking forward to that. So we've been trying really to keep the residents and program participants engaged. Is really only half of our story. The other half goes to the staff. You know, they have pulled together like never before. They have stayed focused on our mission and ensuring that the people we serve with developmental disabilities have the life that is both bright, fulfilling, and respected. So staff, those that are here tonight, we do have a few staff members. Don Gibson, Ava Green, and I believe Stephanie Davidson is still here as well. You know, they've all done. You know, they do a magnificent job supporting this community. They often wear many hats. They're making sure that the refrigerator is stocked, the weekly meal plans are set. They're coordinating doctor's appointments, picking up prescriptions from the local pharmacy, responding to calls from day programs for a resident who may have forgotten their lunch, or maybe they ate it on their way to work that morning. So they're coordinating all of those things. They're staying on top of weekly chore lists like laundry, light cleaning, and they're recommending, you know, increases in weekly spending for food because, as we all know, the prices have gone up. So the staff really are out there, and they're doing their best to keep all of our participants very happy. Let's see. You know, I could go on and on about all of these efforts that our direct support professionals and counselors go in ensuring our individuals are well taken care of. Those are just a few of the examples that they do. Our staff don't do it for just a paycheck, but they put their heart and their soul into caring for the people that they're like their own family. That's what sets us apart from other agencies, and I feel it makes us unique. And I guess the word is out about how hard our staff is working, because we've seen an increase in inquiries about our services this past year. We are fielding calls from families, county support coordinators, and other partners wanting information on what we can and can't do for their loved ones. And this is where I'd like to share some very exciting news with you tonight. This is a big deal for Langley Residential, and we are announcing that we're partnering with a very devoted local family to open our 6th LRSS group home by late 2023 and early into early 2024. This is huge. So a new home for adults with developmental disabilities to have the support that they need to live as independently as possible and achieve their hearts, what their hearts desires. So we look for more information about this. The home will be tucked away in Vienna as our planning continues. So Kristen mentioned earlier that the people we serve are at the heart of this organization. It must be said also that the staff, as I had previously mentioned, is definitely a huge part of that heart. There is a particular staff member with us here tonight. I hope she's still here, Stephanie Davidson. She deserves this recognition for the dedication that she has shown to this organization for decades. If you don't know Stephanie, she was one of the ladies helping at check-in this evening. So she started her role as a program manager here at Langley on September the 20th, 1992. So last year, she took over as the Director of Residential Services role and recently celebrated her 30th year with us. She has provided support and balance, not only to the individuals that we serve, but to those families of those individuals that we serve. The roots that she has set has gone very deep, and we are truly, truly thankful for that, Stephanie. So Stephanie has seen and heard it all, yet she remains firm in her care for everyone at Langley. Her roots go deep, and we recognize that, and we do have a small memento of how connected you are and have been to hundreds of our residents and program participants in your 30 years here with Langley. So we thank you from the bottom of our hearts, and we're grateful for your selfless service to others. Stephanie, could you please come up? We have a small gift for you. So it's made of tiger's eye. And so one of the things that it talks about is that it is known to bring that support and balance. It brings also emotional stability, and it also enhances willpower, which Stephanie has lots of. So thank you so much, Stephanie. We really appreciate it. So I'd like to close by letting everyone know how much that I truly appreciate you being here tonight with us in person or at home virtually. I hope that that we've been able to show the support in making this organization the best that it can be. And most importantly, channeling your support into the highest quality of care and services for your neighbors or our neighbors who need it the most. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maureen, and thank you, Stephanie. All right, I'm going to try and wrap this around. There we go. All right. Now to a very important part of tonight's festivities. The reason why we're here, in fact, asking for your generous contribution in any amount to make a meaningful and lasting impact on the organization and the adults with developmental disabilities that are in their care. You can consider making a gift in memory of former Langley Residential Support Services Executive Director Betsy Schatz. That is right there on your handbid site. And we have set up giving levels to the Betsy Schatz Forever Fund, which goes to extra special activities for the people that we serve to enjoy their life to the fullest. Betsy enjoyed taking small groups of people to Ocean City during the summer. So that's kind of the fun that we really want to try and carry on her legacy and how much she cared for the residents. So please consider a donation to the Betsy Schatz Forever Fund tonight. Our initiative in the spring is to address some major systems replacements and repairs that are needed in the group homes. And it does not stop when that campaign ends. So if anyone has done a project on their home or had to replace an appliance, you know how drastically prices for materials have risen on pretty much just about everything. So if you are in a position to support us at the $5,000 level and above, we can put your generosity to immediate use to replace the aging heating and air conditioning units or the plumbing repairs or senior-friendly retrofits for the bathroom. So that money will be used immediately. We have had support from the Goss family during the fall event season, and we are looking for champions in the room tonight to support those efforts by making a contribution to our annual home repair budget and also helping us stretch those dollars a little bit further in the projects and installations that we can do in the coming months. So if you are in a position to make a donation at the $5,000 level, please make the gift through that handbid app and then hold up your phone or your bid paddle so we can recognize you a little bit later and somebody can come by and really show their appreciation as we all do. We have already have at least one supporter to thank for giving $2,500 and above during the event. So thank you to the Duvall family. We appreciate you. That level of support helps us with more program costs, such as installing a stair lift for our residents with limited mobility or some tree work needed after storm damage. These funds are vital in protecting the safety and the welfare of our community and of the group homes. So please consider joining the Duvals tonight so we can thank you as well. Also, gifts at the $1,000 level and above, they help us with everyday life essentials for our residents, our community support folks. When you donate at this level, you are helping people like Debbie. She needed hearing aids, but did not have the resources to buy them on her own. Because of the donors to our Langley Emergency Economic Assistance Program, Debbie was able to receive the hearing aids that she was prescribed. This LEAP fund is responsible for many, many happy outcomes. So we appreciate our champions that support LEAP as well. We want to thank the Manley and the Kunsel families for their phenomenal support at this level as well already. Thank you. Really makes a difference. So what other ways can $1,000 and above donation help Langley Residential? You're going to be helping provide 1 month's worth of meals at our homes. That's huge. Cover the purchase of a new dining room set at one of our homes, or monthly sanitation services at all of the homes. So thank you for these items. They are essential, essential, essential. At the $750 giving level, your outstanding contribution will directly impact Langley Residential operations by covering the total weekly cleaning service for all 5 of our homes, or the cost to repair and install a new dishwasher in one of our homes. These are expenses that have a huge impact on the quality of life of our residents and our individuals with developmental disabilities. So thank you for supporting us at that level as well. Giving at the $500 level makes a world of difference to the Langley Residential family. You have Carolyn. She needed eye surgery last year, but her limited income made it impossible to pay the $500 for the cost of surgery. So again, the LEAP donors stepped in, made it possible for Carolyn to have the procedure completed. If you are able to make a donation of $500, you will be helping in other areas as well, such as cover the monthly heating bill for one of our homes or monthly spending allowance for a community support participant. Big applause for the Busby and Auerbach families, because they've already made a donation at this level as well. So we would love for more of our guests to join them in the support. And we have one more supporter to thank at the $250 and above giving level. We have the HIP family. Thank you so very much. They made a contribution leading up to tonight's event. If you are able to make a donation of $250, you will be making a tangible and meaningful difference to our mission and our work. A donation in that amount will make it possible to purchase a new vacuum cleaner for someone in our drop-in community support system, or a month's worth of cable television and internet at one of our homes. We all know how much that costs. So thank you for giving that amount, giving any amount. It's all going to be beneficial to help keep our residents safe, help keep them fulfilled, living the best life they can. So thank you so very much. Big thanks to the Marshall, Amin, and Nelson families. Thank you for getting us started with donations at the $100 level and above. Thank you. We hope also many of you can maybe join this level tonight and show how the power of many champions joining together can really help Langley Residential meet our needs faster. Every donation counts. At the $100 gift level, you make it possible to provide a bowling outing for one house. It covers gas, snacks, drinks, bowling fees, shoe rentals, and help pay for maybe a month's worth of phone service for one of our homes, electricity bill for one of our homes. It all comes together and helps in a positive way. So we want to recognize you. If you can make the $100 gift donation, we appreciate that as well. Supporters at the $50 and $25 levels have an incredible impact as well. What I'm trying to say here is every dollar counts. Every donation counts, no matter how big or small. It is all helping the staff do what they can do and helping the residents live their best life. Thank you to the Brower family for getting us started with a recent gift as well. Round of applause for the Brower family. So at $50, what can you do? You can have a pizza night for one of the homes where they can all come together, have a little community. You can get crafting supplies for 1 month, something that they all enjoy doing, or even a month's worth of office supplies for one of our home. Again, Donations of $25 are vital because a gift in that amount covers the cost of a copay for a medical checkup for one of our residents, replaces a smoke detector in one of our homes, or a weekly gas fill up for one of our vehicles. So you are wonderful for helping cover, these crucial expenses for our residents and our program participants, keeping them happy, safe, healthy, and of course, thriving. So thank you all so very much. There's so many ways that you can support and help Langley Residential, help the residents as well. We hope we've shown you tonight that no matter what contribution level works for you, you are making a big impact and a big difference. Is everyone, let's see, I see some desserts out there. Okay. Have I worked you up for an appetite for dessert yet? You got your drinks, you got your food. How about some dessert? I'm switching gears here if you didn't notice that one. That was a quick one. Okay. Almost time for dessert, but we do have one more speaker for you. And he's a star of the show, Ken Cahoon. Ken has been Langley's board chair since 2020, done a marvelous job navigating through the tough situations and to really celebrate the successes. So night wouldn't be complete without hearing from Ken.
I'm glad the star is finally recognized. So my name is Ken Cahoon. It's great to be here tonight and see familiar faces and meet some new supporters. This event has been a labor of love by many, and I want to mention them now and hope they will stand when I call their names. Kelly Amin, Sarah Stevenson, Melissa Smar, Ryan, Dawn's already standing in the back, and Ava. Thank you for the outstanding job. Thank you for the outstanding job in securing the auction donations, making donations yourselves, and helping with yesterday's setup to offer a fun way for more people to support Langley residents and participants we serve. Everything looks beautiful tonight, and many people will win some one-of-a-kind items that goes back to supporting this cause that we care so deeply about. So thank you, each of you, for your service on the development committee. And speaking of committee members, I want to thank other board members as well, many of whom are here tonight. Judy, Fran is here, Jess. I know the Dougs are watching at home. Who else am I missing? Jean, Bob. We have probably about 12 board members, and I couldn't do this without them, so thank you. We're always looking for new board members. One of the easiest ways to do that is just to put a bucket of ribbons out at the registration desk and see who puts one on. I saw at least one person that wasn't a board member do that, so I'm going to come looking for you after this event. He's looking for it now. Oh, and Tim and Arden and Holly, they're all at home as well, board members. Lining up the elected officials, Katie Davenport's our development director at Langley, and she coordinated all these people being here, all the elected officials. So thank you to Katie for all your hard work. And Kristen Bursett Harris, isn't she great? Kristen's interviewed me on TV a couple times with Chris, and we've met several times via Zoom, but this is the first time in person, and she's been a great supporter of Langley, so we thank her for sticking with us through all these years. So I want to also thank all of our sponsors for making tonight possible. Hopefully I mention everybody here, but the Buyer Auto Group, RLM, Cinerin Systems, Chap Peterson and Associates, the Faust family, 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning, Core IT, Sensei Enterprises, Dorothy Hassan, I can't pronounce her last name, but Monique, who used to be with Leadership Fairfax, her family. M&WR Cleaning Contractors, the Ross family, Trinity United Methodist Church, Vienna Presbyterian Church, United Bank, Fairfax Radiology Centers, the McCosey family, Emmanuel Presbyterian Church. These exceptional sponsors make a tremendous impact, not just here tonight, but in what we're able to do throughout the year. So thank you to all of our sponsors. And we would like to pay a special tribute to one of our sponsors, and that's Cinerin. We recognize this company in particular because the owners are also our hosts tonight. So Mr. and Mrs. Metachairless, thank you for thank you for having us. And Maureen, do we have a gift for them? You're not sticking to the script. So thank you for hosting us. Your hospitality has been beyond what any nonprofit could ask for in opening your home to our community in this way. Not only is this ballroom something like you see in the movies, but your responses to our many planning questions and help making sure we didn't have any hiccups has been greatly appreciated. So thank you for hosting us. So that does it for my part. Thank you to everyone here. Thank you for making this a memorable evening, and we look forward to seeing you next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Ken. Yeah, when I got here today, I was like, are you Kristen? Because we haven't actually met face to face, and it's just kind of, getting to see names and faces of people that I've been on these Zooms with as we prepared for the virtual events last year. So once again, just so great to be here, and thank you all for having us. We have one final detail, then I'll let you get back to the bar. But before you get to the bar, got to talk about those desserts. So we wanted to try something new this year, and our donors really delivered. For the last time tonight, take out your phones, go to your hand bid, and make that winning bid on something sweet to take home tonight to you and your loved ones. We had two of our residents make their specialties. Cindy made her famous monkey cake. Susie wanted to make her Boston cream pie. There's also Dawn's deep dish apple pie, perfect time of year for that. Seasonal cookies from Sarah, as well as red velvet cake, tres leches cake, and apple cake, and Oreo pie. So a little something for everybody. We don't want you to go empty-handed, and we don't want to take them home and eat them. So we're hoping you will bid on them and take them home. So please bid on those desserts before it all closes. Right there on your hand bid app, easy peasy, just a category right there. And the auction is going to close in just a few minutes, so get your bids in. All right. I have enjoyed the evening here with you tonight, getting to talk to many of you that are on the board, talk to many of you that have supported this organization. Rob Blizzard introduced me to Langley Residential Support Services so many years ago, and working with him and Katie has just been such a joy, getting to meet folks like Chris, getting to meet all of you, and then now getting everybody to celebrate and see why we all support Langley Residential and how incredible the community is. It's just been truly heartwarming tonight. One, please, last round of applause to all the champions who make Langley's work possible, and to all the good that you have done to support them. I know they are looking forward to bowling more. I know they're looking forward to their book club and just being around each other and just really enjoying their jobs and living the best life they can. And for the staff members, thank you so much for your dedicated work. in keeping everybody safe and helping them thrive. I've so enjoyed being here with you tonight. The auction's going to close soon, so check your stuff out, see what you get to take home with you. Thank you for your support, and have a good night. Enjoy.